Hello and welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen and today we are making solid lotion bars. And I've shared this recipe before. I'll share it again. I love it. These things are fantastic. If you've never tried a solid lotion bar, I challenge you to give it a try. Try the recipe, get one. They're so fun, easy, carry in your purse. You can carry them on the airlines because it's not a liquid. And it's just the warmth of your own skin sort of melts it just a little. You roll it around in your hand, put it back in the tin, and you have some luxurious moisture. I use it kind of as a lip balm when I have it out. I'll do my hands, elbows, lips, anywhere that's dry. I'll rub this thing because I love them. Today, I'm making Love Spell lotion bars to go with my bath bombs and my soap and the whole Valentine's thing. And I love this fragrance from Bee Scented, Love Spell Type. It's a dupe. And it smells really, really nice. In fact, my husband, it's not ultra feminine. It's kind of fruity and fresh. And my husband, he's not shy to use it either. So just letting you know. So for the lotion bars, these make 1 ounce lotion bars. And this is a 2-ounce tin that I'm packaging them in. And we'll get to that in the video. This is the finished product with the label and it's all wrapped up in here, and I'll show you that whole process when we get to it. So let me get everything pulled together, get my work surface sanitized, get out all the ingredients, and let's come back and make some really fun, super moisturizing solid lotion bars. All right, here we are with the first ingredient, and this is my home rendered beeswax. Man, that was a lot of work. Hats off and props to anyone who has an apiary or renders their own beeswax. It is a lot of intense work. But here it is. We need 4 ounces of beeswax. So I'm just going to measure out the right size chunks here. Those little pastellis are really easy to measure out, but we're making it work. Now I've got to go get those melted down. And then we will use the heat from the melted beeswax to melt the rest of the oils. Here's my organic coconut oil. We're going to do 3 ounces of coconut oil in here. If you don't like beeswax, if you are a vegan, you can use candelilla wax or some other wax substitute. I've had people that have coconut oil sensitivities, so you could play around with the other hard butters for the coconut oil. I really like how coconut oil feels. Next ingredient is shea butter. We're going for a total of 3 ounces of hard butter, so I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of shea butter and 1.5 ounces of cocoa butter for a total of 3 ounces of the hard butters. I like using the cocoa butter wafers, the same reason as the beeswax. It's really hard, and so the little wafers are really easy to measure. Small units makes it easier. So now the heat of that melted beeswax is actually going to help melt down these hard butters. We're going to just stir them around. You don't want to overheat shea butter because it can get a little gritty. So very low heat. A double boiler would be wonderful. I do pulse this in my microwave, but if you don't like microwaves, double boilers are awesome. So there's just a teeny little piece left there. It's melting very well in the warm oils and beeswax. So after it's all melted, it's time for the liquid oil portion. And that's what gives it a really nice feel in your hand, the liquid oils. You don't want this to be too hard. So I'm using organic unrefined hempseed oil, so luxurious and nourishing on your skin. I need a total of 3 ounces liquid oil. So again, 1.5 ounces of hempseed oil is what I'm measuring here. And then for the rest of my 3 ounces, I'm going to use almond oil, 1.5 ounces of almond oil. And it's a total of 3 ounces of liquid. You could use any liquid oil you like. If you want walnut oil, olive oil, whatever your preference is, go for it. And now a squeeze of vitamin E oil. It doesn't even register on the scale, so I can't really tell you, literally just a squeeze. Just because I like it and I put it in there. You could omit that if you don't like vitamin E oil. You can see the cold liquid oils kind of hardened up there, but stirring it down, again, just the ambient heat from the melting will melt everything back down. I don't like to work at too warm of a temperature, again, because of the shea butter. Here's the secret ingredient, arrowroot powder or arrowroot flour, it says there. Same thing. I got this on Amazon, and this just gives it a very nice silk feeling on your hand, and it helps the oils to absorb without a really shiny, greasy feel. I really like this additive. You could leave it out if you wanted. You could replace it with colloidal oats or something else. Play around with it if you want. So I'm just running it through a sifter so there's absolutely no chunks, and now you have to stir this in really well, and it will sort of dissolve and incorporate in there, but you have to stir pretty vigorously. This is one reason I like using a glass container so that I can see through the sides and make sure that all the little chunks have dissipated and absorbed in the oils. So I'm just going to stir, 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 and there, no chunks. Now, last but not least, the fragrance. I'm using Love Spell today. Love it. And I made several other products using this fragrance. It's so pretty. So 0.6 ounce of fragrance. That is the usage rate for that fragrance. If you're using essential oils or a different fragrance, please look up your usage rates and just make sure you're using the correct amount for a skin-safe, fragrance. And that goes, again, for essential oils too. You just really want to be accurate with your measurements. So again, stirring really well. I'm going to go both directions, make sure all the arrowroot powder is incorporated, make sure the fragrance is attached to all the molecules. You just want everything blended perfectly. And now it's time to get to pouring. And my studio smells wonderful at this point. I have my little bee cavity molds there. They hold 1 ounce each, 1 liquid ounce. So just trying to be careful. I got my paper towel there for any drips. And I'm going to fill each of these up. So with the recipe that we're using today, I got 10 1-ounce bars of lotion bar. Well, actually, they're a little bit more generous than 1 ounce, but very close. And the point is I got 10 full-size bars out of this in my little bee cavity molds, and they are sitting on top of my wooden soap lid there so that I can move them around without spilling any. Takes a couple hours to harden up, but it goes pretty quickly. And next thing you know, they are firmed up, ready to unmold. This is another batch that I made, but let's just get on with the wrapping. This is a 2-ounce size tin again. Here are some muffin cup liners, and I've been wondering about them. I've had people make the suggestion, use a muffin cup liner, then you don't have to cut it. And they do fit in there very well. You kind of have to smush the bottom out because the bottom of a muffin is a little bit narrower than these. But look, the lotion bar fits in there beautifully. The reason that I don't use these is they're a little stiff, and when I put the lid on, they shake around in there. I like to use the coffee filters. They're a little softer, and I cut them so that they have a top portion that folds over the lotion bar, and I feel like it protects it in the tin a little better for shipping. If I wasn't shipping the product, those muffin liners work perfectly. Well, they work well anyway. If you like the look of that, I think they are a great option. But personally, I like the coffee liners. They're just a little bit softer. And so that's what I'm used to doing. And so here's how I do it. Well, did do it. I actually found a different way, but I put it in there and I give it a little haircut because that's too much liner. And then they fold over so nice, and it just protects the bar as it ships. It doesn't shake around in the tin at all. So that's how I do it. Later on, I will show you, I figured out a new way to trim the coffee filters that's much more accurate than my little haircut method. But there it is, all snug as a bug in the tin. That is my preference. And here I have my labels. I got these from onlinelabels.com. They have Maestro Label Designer. If you purchase with them, it's free for a year. Great deal. And they have a lot of different templates on there to design. So these are actually 2-inch round labels from onlinelabel.com. They fit on the 2-ounce tin really well. So that is the label I'm using. Here I'm just going to quickly line up all these tins, and I like to poke them down in there, and they all just kind of sit in a row and wait for their haircut. Again, it took me a while. I just sort of had a brain stall, and I came up with a new way of trimming the coffee filters that I will show you in just a little bit. That's a little easier than the haircut method, but anyway, I kind of get them all lined up in there at the same time. Then I give them the haircut at the same time, lit them at the same time, a little bit of an assembly line. So here's the haircut method. I don't know what else to call it, right? I thought that was pretty accurate. And then again, I just fold it over the top. It really protects that pretty little pattern on there too. And seal them up so that they are all just nice, sanitized, safe, good to go. I like to get them all lidded up before I take the gloves off. Once everything has the lid on, the gloves can come off. It's a little easier to put labels on without the gloves on because sometimes the gloves can get stuck under the label edge, and it's a bit frustrating. So gloves are off now. Time for labels. This is a different lotion bar that I'm labeling than the Love Spell one, but you get the drift, right? Same size labels, same template. I just change the name, and if I do any different ingredients other than arrowroot, sometimes I've used carrot powder, I've used colloidal oats, so, change the ingredients as needed. Get them all labeled up. They're so fun. I love these for popping in your purse. And there they are, ready to go. Here is the way that I now trim my coffee filters. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. Makes a smoother edge. So I literally just grab a stack and trim it in about 1/2 inch around, and, and they fit in there perfectly without the little wild haircut. So this is my new haircut method, right? Learning. I'm always learning. And by the way, if you are eco-friendly and worried about that, those little trimmings, anything that I have in my soap studio that is a paper product, we have a burn pile out here on our farm that we do, and then the ashes go into the compost pile, so that's not going in the landfill. Anything burnable goes to our burn pile. So here is the new method, and ta-da! That's going to save me a lot of time in the future. I don't know why I didn't think about trimming it like that before. But, live and learn. I'm always learning. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and watching the video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you don't miss anything going on in the soap studio. And if you give this recipe a try, please let me know how you're liking it. If you did any special tweaks on it or something different, make it your own. That just makes my day to hear feedback like that. And I do read all the comments. I really appreciate all of you guys taking the time to watch and comment. It's just wonderful. Thank you so much. And I hope you have an awesome day.